Diablo Immortal may not be the fully featured sequel we've all been waiting for, but with Diablo 4 still seemingly a long way off, this streamlined spin-off may be enough to keep fans occupied in the meantime. If you can stomach its aggressive monetization practices, this is a free-to-play game originally designed for smartphone devices after all, there's a lot here to enjoy, with Immortal offering a wealth of content for those looking to try it out. But as is always the case with RPGs, the hardest decision when starting Diablo Immortal is deciding which class to choose. Immortal offers 6 classic Diablo classes to select from. If you're a veteran of Diablo 3 and Diablo 2, you'll recognize all 6 right away. However, each class has been tweaked to fit Diablo Immortal's new style of gameplay, with new abilities designed for this pared-back entry. If you're struggling to pick, don't worry. I'm here to tell you which classes are best in Diablo Immortal. Before we start though, it is worth noting that although some classes are certainly more entertaining than others, Immortal is a rare action RPG where there are no bad classes. Whether you're intending to run the game solo or with pals, each class is great in their own right. Therefore, this guide is not really a tier list, but more of a detailed explainer as to how each class plays, and is designed to let you know what type of player should select which class. So whether you're new to Diablo or a series veteran, this guide will help you pick a starting class that's right for you. Enjoy. The Necromancer is a hybrid caster and summoner that uses minions to do its dirty work. If you played the Diablo 2 or 3 version of this class, you'll find a lot of old friends, including various summoned skeletons and golems. Necromancer also uses deathly spells like the classic Corpse Explosion to destroy enemies from afar. The class can focus on summons, spells, or a mix of both, making it uniquely flexible and perfect for beginners looking to have fun, either alone or with friends. Necromancer's real strength lies in its minions and Corpse Explosion. Having minions at your disposal makes for a smooth, safe playstyle. Once your minions and spells knock down an enemy or two, Corpse Explosion's 1-second cooldown makes it easy to blow the rest of the monster pack away. I can't exaggerate just how much fun it is to line up a group of enemies before slaughtering them with the bodies of their pals. Is it grim? Yes. Is it fun? Also yes. Double yes. The Necromancer rules. Necromancer is good in every situation, on top of being one of the easiest classes to play, making it the best class in Diablo Immortal for new players looking to hit the ground running. Another returning Diablo 3 class, the Demon Hunter wields dual crossbows to tear through enemies from afar. If you played Demon Hunter in Diablo 3, its excellent mobility and ranged damage will feel instantly familiar. MOBA players looking for that ranged carry experience will also feel right at home, darting around the battlefield before unleashing volleys of arrows on foes. Demon Hunter won't hold up long in a melee though, and relies on movement skills to survive. Thankfully, it has elite mobility, so that won't be an issue. I was personally a huge fan of how nimble the Demon Hunter felt to play. They're a very zippy class, their skills capable of dealing damage over a wide area. I was particularly taken by their ability to shoot arrows in a whirlwind motion, which is probably the most entertaining early game skill in the entire game. Demon Hunter also has the best single target damage output in Diablo Immortal right now, making for smooth leveling and a clear role in party play. Like the Necromancer, they're a solid choice for any new players looking to speed through the game, but also those who prefer ranged attacks over getting up close and personal. The Wizard was Diablo 3's spiritual successor to Diablo 2's Sorceress, and you can see that design DNA carry through to Diablo Immortal as well. Wizards wield elemental and arcane magic to blow away packs of monsters. As Diablo Immortal's only pure caster at launch, the Wizard packs excellent AoE damage at the cost of higher cooldowns and middling single target damage. You may want to kite mobs around a bit to group them up, but once you do, the Wizard can vaporize them in an instant. One of their early game skills allows you to channel a devastating beam of ice magic that chews through mobs like they're soft pieces of ham, and you're a very hungry puppy. I wish I was better at writing metaphors. The wizard is very squishy, but its AoE damage is unmatched. The class relies heavily on combos and has a steeper learning curve than most, but it is well worth it once you see the damage potential. In the right hands, wizard can clear mobs faster than just about any other class in Diablo Immortal. If you're looking for a class that's focused on both ranged attacks and powerful spells, you can't go wrong with the wizard. A DLC addition from Diablo 3's Reaper of Souls expansion, the Crusader is a modernization of Diablo 2's Paladin, wielding a combination of melee weapon attacks and holy magic to defeat foes. The class features excellent area of effect and crowd control abilities and can easily blast through the hordes of hell. However, Crusader has pretty poor single target damage, and its lengthy cooldowns mean you will be auto-attacking a lot. Still, Crusader feels like an excellent class for those who enjoy controlling a crowd, their skills revolving around pulling enemies close before whacking them with their close range abilities that pack a serious punch. The male Crusader also has the weirdest shoulders of any character in the game. This man is shaped like a triangle. Good for him. The Barbarian is a Diablo mainstay and returns to fight the legions of hell once more in Diablo Immortal. If you want the biggest, baddest character and weapons in the game, Barbarian is the class for you. Barbarians have just one thing on their mind, and it's diving straight into the fray to start swinging. This is a pure melee brawler class perfect for those who prefer to fight up close and personal. Barbarians have fantastic AoE damage, but like the Crusader, they struggle a bit versus early bosses. They also have less utility, making the melee playstyle more dangerous. Barbarian is still an excellent class that will be welcome in any group, and like the Crusader, has some excellent crowd control abilities that will prove enormous fun for those who enjoy turning groups of enemies into piles of hot goo. Early game abilities allow you to pull crowds towards you using huge chains before smashing them to bits with a spectral hammer. Of all the classes available at launch, the Barbarian is easily the most visceral of the bunch. If you like playing as a devastating tank, this is the class for you. The Monk is back from Diablo 3 and ready to bring a new arsenal to the fray. While its role is superficially similar to the Crusader, the Monk's playstyle is entirely different. Monk packs similar utility and crowd control abilities, but replaces the Crusader's heavy weapon and shield combo with swift hand-to-hand combat. This is another highly mobile class and relies on that mobility to avoid damage in melee. If you enjoy the melee playstyle but would rather zip around than sit still and tank, the Monk is for you. Like Crusader, Monk has loads of utility. The class has movement on par with Demon Hunter, as well as various shielding abilities that help teammates survive. However, that comes at the cost of some damage. Monk is another class that excels in group activities, but it's also a great choice for solo players looking for a hand-to-hand focused class. Raid groups will always want monks for their shields and other utility though, so definitely consider this if you're planning to play with friends. Early game abilities are also a delight to play around with. The Monk is capable of drawing clusters of enemies towards them before whacking them with a 7-sided punch. It's a super great combo. You'll find that Monk works best when you're controlling the distance between you and tougher enemies, pulling weaker foes towards you while pushing others away using your flying kicks. It gives combat a certain rhythm unique to the Monk and makes them a class worth checking out if you're curious. So, what if you want to play as multiple classes at the same time? Well, you're in luck, as Diablo Immortal offers a couple of different ways to experiment with its roster of 6 classes. For starters, you can create a new character at any point by going into the settings menu and leaving the game. From here, you can then select a plus icon and create a new character. You can create 5 characters per server, but can freely swap to a different server if you want to make some more. Immortal also plans to introduce a class change feature, quote, shortly after Diablo Immortal launches. That's according to a blog post from the developers. The post lays out the basics of this system, which will allow players to change their class before automatically receiving a set of gear for their new selection. Players will also keep their stash and progress on various endgame activities, including Paragon levels, a post-game progress marker carried over from Diablo 3. Since Diablo Immortal has ditched the seasonal ladder model of old, the ability to change classes without resetting progress is certainly a welcome one. So, there we have it, our beginner's guide about which class you should pick in Diablo Immortal. Have you been playing Blizzard's latest? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.